Hey everybody, welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. We're excited to have you here. It's Thursday night. Yeah, man, it's been a great week. And tonight we have Inspect Point on here, Drew Slocum. He's one of the founders. And thank you so much for coming on, Drew.
It was a pleasure, guys. It's been was it last fall we did it? You guys were at AFSA doing
Yeah.
live, you
Where
know.
were you? I forgot.
I did not make it to AFSA. I had a team there. I just, I went to a lot of shows early on. I still go to them. I'm going to NFPA. I'll be at a few more in a couple weeks. I was just at one last week in Providence, but um, yeah, I got to educate, other team members got to do some of this stuff
Was it
too.
last
Fall we did it. You guys,
Yeah. Yeah, get them out of the office, huh?
yeah, yeah. They gotta learn fire protection.
Yeah. So do y'all have an office or do you kind of run it remote?
There's multiple offices. So we have one in Connecticut. There's one, the headquarters in upstate New York, a little north of Albany. We've got one in Atlanta now. We're gonna have one in Florida here soon. So it's a software, so you can, software platform, so you can kind of work from wherever. But I think we have people in eight eight different time zones. So we have
Uh,
people in Europe. We have people in um we have anybody in Canada? No. And
yeah,
obviously,
I had a meeting with someone in Europe.
what's that?
I had a meeting with someone in Europe. That's who I was kind of dealing with.
Yeah,
Like
they're
Europe.
yeah, it's crazy. Alistair, one of our lead sales guy. Actually, you guys talked to Alistair, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah,
great.
the Scottish guy. He's taken 4 p.m. Pacific calls, so that's like not what's that, 8 hours ahead? So it's almost like midnight and he's, ending his day. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. I
with
talk to PJ a
Arco,
lot.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a team over in the Philippines, and that's actually one of like Daryl's one of our guys from the beginning of Dope and Tape. He was one of our great supporters with Arco, and
Sure.
yeah, they're in the Philippines, so like they work nights, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And then I'm just curious, like, what is the point and the reason behind having multiple offices if it is a software?
A lot of it is everything's remote, right? We're cloud-based, have been since day one. A lot of it, you know, it's talent, right? If you can pull talent from anywhere, it's a lot easier to run your business, right? You can pull better talent, right? So it's not like the trades and fire protection where we're in, where if you're a fitter, you have to be there, right? They have to probably live within an hour at least of a lot of those sites, right?
Oh,
That
sure.
wherever you're working. So with it's remote, right? So as long as you have a phone, laptop, connection, you're good, you know.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Everybody,
Yeah.
welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. I have to point out that Paul got the first comment. He beat you, Tommy. You're slacking. Tommy's getting
Whoa.
old. Alex, what up? I saw your red tag, Alex. Good job. Good job. First tag, red tag. I love to see it.
Great job.
Hold them accountable, kid. Everybody, thank you for joining. Please hit the like button. If you have not, please subscribe. We're gonna talk everything in Spec Point, and should we do an ad? You guys want to run the ad now?
Yeah, go for
Let's
it.
have a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Thank you for watching that. Appreciate your
I didn't know what was
time.
going on for a second because I couldn't hear it.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough for the people on the Zoom. So like when I click over to like the people on the Zoom, we're all just like staring here and we're just like kind of quiet. Because if we say
Yeah.
anything, it will be over the ad. But Well, the guys who I'm talking to can't see what you guys can see. I don't know. Same thing with the soundboard. That's how Brian never knows that I'm playing Jeopardy music every time he talks.
That's funny.
Anyways, let's talk about you, Drew.
All
Yeah, so
right.
how did this even come about? Were you even a tech guy before, or were you in the fire protection industry, or like walk us through this? What was like day one of
Yeah, so I graduated Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute back in 2003. It was 2003, 2004. And industrial engineering degree, kind of manufacturing. Went Tyco hired me right out of school in kind of a leadership program. They offered a variety of different, you know, kind of tracks. So I chose, I think Houston, Texas, which was like their valve plant at the time, and they kind of threw me into this big red valve that was, the casting was coming in, and the castings were bad. They're coming from overseas. They're having a lot of trouble with it, but they're like, oh, this is a DPV1 dry valve. I had no idea what it did, right? Knew how to put it together, knew the clapper assembly, knew the plunger, all that fun stuff. Um, I transitioned out of there, worked on a couple other valves, gate valves, different stuff. Moved to Reno, Nevada with Tyco, was a environmental health and safety and the fire protection manager at that plant.
oh
So
wow.
more in manufacturing.
Right.
Um, there was
You were
instant.
building the valve, or you were like perfecting it, or what?
So a manufacturing line, right? Where you have the steel or whatever components come in, right? And then you have to assemble it.
Oh,
So the castings would, let's just say the dry valve, right? Everybody knows the DPV1 dry valve. So
Yeah.
the casting would come in from China. It was still kind of raw, so it had to be machined. So like CNC machines, right? It had
yep.
to be machined down, certain drill holes in there. The faceplate goes on. And then there was an assembly line there where they put the clapper in, they put the plunger in, and then
Oh, I got you.
I don't think it was even trimmed out, and it just went out to the customer at that point. So that was like early 2000s. Um, but yeah, it was all manufacturing line. I then moved to Arizona with Tyco and made sprinkler pipe, which um, connection was unstable for a second. Anyway, um,
You froze up, but
so
we could hear you.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
face
So
Yeah,
froze
yeah,
before.
fine. This is cool.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, sprinkler pipe is kind of wild. And how they make it. Essentially, it's a coil of steel, right? And they kind of bend it with a bunch of rollers, comes over, and then there's a weld down the middle, but they do it at like 200 feet a minute, right? So it's throwing out this pipe, and then they chop it off into 21-foot sections, right? And we made galvanized sprinkler pipe and a variety of different stuff. So um anyway, so I was doing that. I got into sales because I was playing golf with a bunch of sales guys, and we ended up either placing or doing really well in the tournament. They're like, "Hey, you're good at golf. You can talk about the product. You're in sales now." Um, so
Congratulations.
yeah, congratulations.
That was easy.
So I had the territory of like Las Vegas, Northern California, Utah. It was crazy. So I was like 20, 26, 27, something like that. Um, did that, and then kind of the recession hit in 2008, and Vegas essentially shut down. No more building. They were shutting the plant down. So I looked in Tyco, wanted to stay with that company, and there was a fire products in New York City open. I grew up in upstate New York, so it was kind of cool. I got to come home and moved to New York City. Funny enough, I had my interview with some pretty big legends within Tyco, Rick Foster and Charlie Thuberon. Literally the interview was at a Ben Benson. It was like a New York City steakhouse. I flew in, went to a steakhouse. That was the interview, and I got the job the next day. It was kind of wild.
Oh,
Uh, yeah. Um,
That's a
anyway,
crazy interview.
that
yeah.
is
So that's what got me into sprinkler. Did that for about 5 years in New York City and New Jersey and all that. And then I went over to Viking, um, straight competitor. Got Viking really hooked up in New York City, And then in that time, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that, but never really thought of anything. But went to school with a couple guys, and this other girl, Jen, who's married to our CEO now, Pat. So I went to school with those guys. Actually, Pat and I are in the same fraternity together. So we're really great friends from way back. And he's always like, "Hey, if you ever have an idea or ever want to collaborate on anything, let's throw, they're crazy software developers, very, very bright.
Oh,
Phil's like a wizard at software. Weirdly enough, Albany Fire Protection was one of my customers and really good pals with those guys. They had a need for it, so they were communicating. They brought me in literally a week later, and kind of just it exploded. It was kind of wild.
Dude,
So
that's awesome. You guys are like the
yeah.
Facebook of sprinklers. Just like some
yeah.
guys in college that just like invented some software. I
The-
love that.
It's
yeah. It
like who
was.
came up with the name?
I think Pat and Jen came up with it. We really geared it, our logo, which you see here on this side, wherever
Yeah.
it is
They,
right there.
yeah, they could see it too on the.
It used to be a sprinkler, right? And because NFPA 25 is super complicated, it's by far the 72 for fire alarms, got a great structure to it. 25s, just it's way too complicated. I think it should be rewritten and structured better, but that's never going to happen. Um, I mean,
Tell us how you feel.
yeah, I sit on the standard, so I'm like, all right, don't want to get myself in trouble too much.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people on there think similarly. Anyway, so NFPA 25 is super complicated, right? You have all these different frequencies, you have all these different systems, and then you have jurisdictions on top of that. So we obviously were really focused on sprinkler to start, but then got into fire alarm, then got into suppression, extinguishers, and kind of everything fire. And funny enough, we had to change our logo because
You're doing everything.
they were doing everything. And there's still a little beef between sprinkler fitters and fire alarm techs, and
Yeah.
Gonna be there.
yeah.
But we all know it's better. The sprinkler guys are cooler for sure.
Yeah, but it won't operate without the fire alarm guys, right? You got to give them a little credit. They're gonna be all barking at me. JB, what up? Al says, oh, no, Joe says, who owns the data? Or should I say data? What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Data
It's
or
it's
data?
whoever's signing up for it. So whoever's paying for it owns the data.
See,
Um,
he says data like me, Bry, just so
I,
you know.
I, People say data. I always say data. It's maybe upstate
Data.
accent. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a northerner thing. I'm with it.
Yeah,
Brian's the
yeah,
oddball. That's all we need to know.
Data.
Data. Corlin, Becky, what up? JB, Otis? Who's Otis? I don't know if I've seen Otis Day before. What up, Otis? He agrees with something. Daryl, I mean the champ. What up? We got everybody in the house. I'm known as the fire truck. No, dude. I thought you were the champ.
I guess he's changing
Whatever.
it.
He's changing his name. Yeah. So, that's amazing. I like how you and your buddies in college started that. I don't know if I heard that part before.
it wasn't in college. I mean, we
Or
were
you went to college together, like your
yeah
college buddies.
yeah, college buddy, but and then we kind of all did it on the side for a while, and we're like, all right, is this gonna turn into a thing or not? And then at one point we had to all make the leap at different points. I quit Viking um, in 2017, I think. So that was a big leap. Um, I was running the New York Sprinkler Association at the time, so that helped. Obviously, and then obviously built it over a few years, and then it just really got really big at that point. So yeah, a lot of fun. Still
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
It's,
Daryl rolled trucks today.
oh man.
Oh, Daryl. It's the alarm
Well,
guy's fault. Anytime the trucks roll, it's always the alarm guy's fault.
I think he does the
Didn't put
alarm.
it on test.
Yeah, what'd you do, Daryl? What'd you do? Usually,
So I don't know.
anytime I roll trucks, I just curl my mustache up and then I just greet them with, "Sorry, sir. There's no emergency. It's my fault." And then hopefully you just can get away with it. But sometimes, like, they'll charge you.
Yeah, like there's some jurisdictions like it's like $1,000.
Why do
Gee,
pre-action valves not have the same internal cleaning requirements as dry valves? Assuming a external reset.
And it probably has to do with the external reset. I think it's 5 years if there's an external reset, right?
Hmm.
but most pre-actions are non-external. I mean, like there's a lot of them that do it with the luge valves.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Carlos? Thanks for joining. Flowing fire hydrants. Daryl, you gotta paint the big picture. You're kind of just giving me little dots here. I don't know what you're talking about. Daryl's
So how do you keep
doing
up
something.
with the standards?
How do you keep up with the standards?
How are you? You
You
have to keep
literally, you
everything.
literally, you know it's a great product, and I'm plugging the fire protection podcast here, but your pal Sean Mahoney is coming on ours tomorrow actually, so that'll get released in a few weeks before
Yeah, because y'all
the
don't do it
NFPA comes.
live, right? So
What's that?
you don't do it live.
No, it won't be live. Yeah, I usually record it just and we don't edit it at all. It's just easier to do. I've done a few of them live. I did a couple Facebook lives and then grabbed it, and
Yeah.
I've done some at trade shows live, but it just seems easier to do via Zoom recorded.
Mm.
That
Hmm.
might transition. You never know. It's
Yeah,
always changing, right?
we're doing the same thing. Like this is I'm recording this and streaming it.
Yeah,
We just kind of grab the picture and the audio.
That's it. Streamlabs
Like
OBS.
it because the community can interact with us, which we're trying to create a community with fire protection. That's the main purpose of this show. So that allows us to do that.
yep.
And
No, it
we
makes sense.
could, I mean, I'll be honest with you, we're selfishly only putting this on YouTube because we want people to watch it there for now, but eventually like we could put this on any platform with just the same one click. It
Yep,
could go to every platform.
yep.
We could put this could be live on TikTok right now, but we're just really not into that. I don't know how many I
Yeah,
don't want everybody scattered watching everywhere when we can just kind of funnel them all to YouTube. It's easier.
yeah. We're all YouTube now. I mean, we go out to all the podcast networks, but YouTube's the video feed.
Yeah, it's the way to
Now,
go.
Bobby, we do upload the video on Spotify, right? Spotify, the video and audio.
Yeah, so Spotify will accept the video as well, but yeah, we upload to iTunes and Spotify. We're behind, but they're going.
Very, we're behind. It'll be caught up soon.
They're going. That's what I can't link the audio only to Streamlabs. I have to get. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't figured it out because we've just been learning as we go. But I end up uploading each individual episode to Spotify or
Yeah.
to podcasters, and that puts it on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple
People
iTunes,
are
whatever.
like, why are we talking about podcasting? You know.
Yeah, well, it's a podcast,
You
man.
have a
Some people
podcast.
are interested. Maybe it
Yeah,
will
I guess
spark
we.
someone up. Maybe
Yeah,
we could get one more sprinkler podcast on here.
I know, right?
We get somebody else to
Yeah,
try one.
yeah. There's I was just on one a couple months ago. It was the fire. It's a Canadian fire alarm technician, right? And they're their own thing up there in Canada, right? And it was fun. It was actually a lot of fun. But they that's the newest one I've heard of.
Oh
Is
yeah,
Really?
let's talk to him. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. Love to support it for sure.
Yeah,
So
there's a sprinkler guy and then a fire alarm guy that are the co-hosts.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna
there's
look that
also
up.
like a Chris something. I think he's up in like Canada. I think
Yeah,
there's
Logan. Yeah.
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that guy.
yeah, the Chris Logan guy. He was just in Hawaii.
So
Looks like they were giving out good bags in Hawaii.
yeah,
I
yeah.
follow.
So
I,
Chris
I talked
Logan
to I talked to
Fire
Chris.
Sprinkler Podcast. So if y'all don't know, he has Fire Sprinkler
Oh
Podcast.
yeah.
Check it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all a joke. But
Yeah, that's our buddy Chris Logan over at the Fire Sprinkler Podcast. He was in. I think we got invited there and we turned it down, right? Because there wasn't an expo.
it's not an
There's
expo.
like not much for
No
me to film
expo.
there, and
Dude, just go and sit and
yeah,
like
Interview
that's
people,
what we do.
maybe.
we could
Yeah.
have
That's
maybe
not what
interviewed a couple people.
we
That
could
I mean,
have.
he did the right idea though. That's like the trip you take the wife to Hawaii.
Yep.
Make her take pictures with risers. I love it.
Yeah. So my wife will be in NFPA with me. She's on work the booth. She's on be our Spanish speaking uh liaison assistant. whatever you want to call, at the Arco booth.
Oh, that's great.
So definitely come by and say hey.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
when did Brian get so big time? Why is he big time, Mick? Cause he's got a Pink Floyd shirt on? Oh, cause it looks like he's in. Oh yeah, cause that's he just moved to downtown Atlanta. He's on the 77th floor. Let's see. Daryl says I was doing an annual today and I was finished, so I called everything in and then went to the private fire hydrants and started flowing the fire hydrants and the fire trucks came. The main flow went off.
Dang.
Womp womp. I still blame that on you.
What's Daryl using for software?
Daryl, what kind of software, inspection software you guys using up there in Canada? Mike G. Oh wait. Who makes a pre-action valve? Aren't they all deluge valves?
No.
No.
Some of them are dry valves.
Some of are like combo with the alarm check now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on how you set it up, isn't it?
So this might be a question you're not able to answer. So
Mike
this came
G.
across. I had a meeting with a inspection manager, NFPA 25 inspection manager, and they were using building reports.
Hmm.
So when you do a fire pump test, you cannot put in different reducing orifices. You have to stick with that one. So if you were doing like four hoses, only using one reducing orifice, you cannot do it independently. It's like either or. It's like they're all 2.5, they're all inch and a quarter, they're all or there's nothing. Like it's you have to be either or. You cannot do one hose is this, one hose is that, one hose is this. Are you able to do that?
I think we're able to do it within, because you have what, how many 4 or 5 pitot readings, right?
Yeah,
Is
maybe
it,
maybe six at the max, I would think, like a 3,000 GPM. I mean, that would be
yeah, each of those are a different calculation um within our platform. Again, ours is very malleable. We have a new fire pump feature coming out, I think next month. Pretty
oh,
cool. Yeah, it's really I mean, we're way ahead on the fire pump side. I mean, Hose Monster's got some good stuff, but
but not
they just
all
do.
inclusive in a
What's that?
software.
What's that?
It's not all in one software. Like for
No.
example, those monsters only fire
Yeah,
pump,
fire pump. Yeah.
but you have everything,
Yep.
and you are always coming out with like new ways of doing it, and
Oh yeah.
mean, that's and then also, so I have implemented Inspect Point with the company before, and I had a question or something I wanted to change, and your team was on top of it. I
Yeah.
mean, very fast.
Yeah.
I think I had an email back that they're working on it within 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's the max that we usually go back. But I think the ticket, it's like 23 minutes or 33 minutes. That's our average response time.
Okay.
The
Wow.
valve itself
Yeah.
is deluge. Who makes a pre-action valve? So like Tyco makes a pre-action valve. We were just like talk like the DV5A is a pre-action double interlock. I guess that is a hard question that you're asking, Mike.
That's the one without the riser, I think, the
Mike,
new one.
where do you wanting to go with this?
He says the valve itself is a deluge. Who makes a pre-action valve? Tyco makes a pre-action valve. Reliable makes a pre-action
I
valve.
think everybody makes a
Viking and Victaulic.
They
Yep.
all make pre-action
Yeah,
valves.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Usually the difference in a pre-action, usually they'll have that it'll be a deluge, but then you have to have the riser check on top of it to hold the air,
Right.
right?
We're using the DV5As on quells, so it doesn't have the
Yeah.
check on top of it. It's just a quell,
Yep.
just a double interlock. So
Yeah, it's nice.
it's a very good valve to use the double interlock setup if you were using like a heat trace, a protector wire type setup.
pretty
Yeah,
heavy.
and any quell you have to use all
Yeah,
their
the
stuff.
reliable DDX is a pre-action valve. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Low pressure. Daryl, also check the delay on the flow switch. It could be set too low or it's going bad. Uh,
Hey Brian, back to your question on
bad
I
question.
think
Bad. Go on,
you
Mike.
mentioned something on how do you keep up with code, right?
Right, right.
And
You were
you
talking
know,
to me.
Yeah, well, every 3 years. I mean, we have it within the platform, at least on the inspection side. I don't keep up with NFPA 13 as much anymore, but I'll hear the highlights. But I mean, when a new code comes out, there's NFPA Link does a really good job. I'll plug NFPA Link, and they do a really good job of, and you got to follow whatever your jurisdiction's on too. If you're in multiple jurisdictions, obviously knowing that is key. But what if you're in a tri-state area? We have different codes in different states or cities, or the city wants something different than NFPA, or the insurer wants something different. So it's tough. I mean, and even the biggest companies struggle with it. And they hire straight code people to kind of manage it. But I mean, software does really help with it. And obviously that's one of the big value props for us is we stay on top of everything inspection or service. So
I gotcha. Because I mean, it sounds like a pretty, I mean, a great undertaking because
oh,
they're always
insane.
changing,
Yeah. Yeah,
always.
the Canadian fire alarm code is insane. Like
Al's got
the
a
changes
question.
they just made.
Al's got a question for us. Has anyone had a dry standpipe test fail when it's hooked up to the fire truck, but they're getting the required GPM at the hydrant? Why would it fail? Is it leaking? Is it leaking somewhere? A couple little drips and they failed it? I've never experienced that. We do a lot of the last company I was with, they did a lot of dry standpipe testing all around Boston, every tunnel and every bridge. And for a long, long time, we used to hire Boston Fire to hook their truck up to it, and
Yep.
then they ended up putting a Clark on a car trailer.
No
And
way.
yeah, they got a diesel Clark on a car trailer, and it's all self-sufficient, and we have and they had permits to just grab the hydrant themselves because BFD couldn't support it anymore. We needed a truck
That's
every day.
crazy.
We needed a truck every day to do that contract.
Do they charge you for that when you do the request for
Fuck
the
yeah,
truck?
dude. They like it comes with all the firemen and everything. Like you got to buy the whole crew. You can't just
Uh,
buy like a guy. Like it comes with like fucking three fire guys. Like
Probably
and
probably in gear too,
and you
right?
got to get a
You know?
DOT and you got to get two stadies. Like it's a big thing to test the like you're testing the dry standpipes in the big dig.
wow. Do they charge Publix when they go get subs, or is they don't get charged? Is
What?
this
Food?
yeah, when they go to Publix and get like food and stuff, go to the grocery store, do they charge them too?
I don't know. I think
There's a
firemen eat
there's a
firemen eat
discount.
free. Yes, firemen
Yeah.
eat
Yeah,
free.
yeah, yeah. Firemen, policemen.
I'm replacing a water flow switch tomorrow on a deluge foam system. Kind of neat. I inspected it last month and this water flow was no good.
Oh,
Huh.
that's cool. No,
Guys,
that's
where are the stories? We need to laugh. Gotta close the hydrant slower, Daryl. You're hammering the system. By the way, building reports. Oh shit, where'd that go? By the way, building reports needs to get out of the sprinkler inspection business. It's the worst software for sprinklers. Okay, Mike. Let us know how you really feel, Mike. My
well,
old
I
company and the company I work for
personally
now
do
use
not
InspectPoint
like.
for inspections in the land of maple syrup. So Corlin is up in Canada and he's using InspectPoint.
Oh, great.
Paul over at Five Star, Five Star is he uses it. Says it's great software.
Awesome. I didn't ask for plugs. I was just curious.
Yeah,
No, yeah, let's do it. Plug away, dude. This is your
I'm
episode.
personally I'm not a fan of building reports. That whole sticker thing, I think it makes a riser look like ugly. Having all these
Yeah.
stupid stickers all over it.
Well, you got to put some trust in the fitter and the inspector doing it, right? Do you really gonna sticker a ball valve? Like, and by the way, when you sticker it and you scan it, it doesn't tell you what to do. You're just scanning it, right? Like if you want to scan it, scan the valve unit itself.
Yeah.
You inspected the riser. Do you really have to have 20 different stickers on there?
Uh, Sometimes like with fire pumps, there's up to like 38, 40
Yeah.
Stickers? Yeah.
stickers.
What do you do with
And
the
I
stickers?
used I used to like just
Scan
line
them.
it. I used to just line it up on the controller when I use building reports and just have a Sharpie and just put out what everything is. And then, as an inspector, all you do is just go. click, 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 click. Just you're scanning all these stupid barcodes.
Does inspect
Oh,
point
and
cover
then Bill
NF? Does
records, they charge for each barcode, and then they
Yeah,
charge for each scan.
does inspect
yeah.
point cover NFPA 770 hybrid fire extinguishing systems?
Sure does. I think it's
Sure.
2019 is the first edition.
Hell yeah.
And we've got it in there. That's like the Victolic vortex in the nitrogen hybrid water mist stuff.
Does a double interlock need a solenoid, and an actuator? Um,
I
not.
think the
No,
You don't need
the
both.
actuator might be
The
um
DV5A has a solenoid.
definitely needs a solenoid because that's your electronic.
Actuator.
sometimes the Viking valves they'll have. I don't know if it's an actuator. They'll have a solenoid and it's like a three-way valve that might be required.
You guys got good questions tonight, man. I believe so. The double interlocked is electric solenoid and a pneumatic actuator. Not getting the PSI on the top floor during the standpipe test. It really makes no sense. We have a huge meeting with the city, water, and fire department tomorrow. Was hoping someone had ideas. Oh, you're not getting the PSI on the top floor. On the top floor. Were you guys flowing too much at the hydrant?
I like that. This is a late night troubleshooting
Choke it down.
podcast.
Choke it down, Al. How many GPMs we gotta get out of the hydrant? Give him 249, kid. Company would never let us pick up this software. F the barcode system so much. Mike is not. Yes. I even sticker the engineer
Uh,
himself.
Right on the forehead.
uh, it's funny. That's great. I like
Jeremy,
that.
JB from Cintas doesn't like the barcodes either, but I'm not gonna read that comment.
Uh,
All right, that's awesome. You guys are great. Al, what kind of standpipe numbers are you trying to get? Because a typical hydrant will never produce the required numbers for a standpipe system unless it's just a manual standpipe. Damn, I like this. This is the community right here, baby. We haven't
Which
talked.
for the questions too, guys, we have a lot of people in our Discord. It's Discord is an app. It's like a forum. You get on there, you go to Dope and Tape, and then there's tons of people who are very active.
I know.
Um,
Every time I go in that Discord, there's a lot of catching up to do. They are
tons.
they are in there, and if I'm not responding like other people, like if you got a question and I don't see it, because I'm not like I don't check the Discord as much as I would check like my Instagram DMs. People are answering the questions before I can even get there.
Yeah, so yesterday I got on the Discord and I dropped a little hint for the show for the future. So if you want to go on there and check that out and see what that is,
Oh wow,
yeah.
wow! Now I'm intrigued. You got me intrigued, kid. Go check out my own Discord.
What are we doing?
Shit, what are we giving away?
Do I know about this? Did I approve
That's
this?
great, man. I keep seeing reactions labeled as double interlock. I keep seeing pre-actions labeled as double interlock, but my understanding is you need a pneumatic actuator and a solenoid for a double. These labeled interlocks are missing the actuators. Well, you could have a solenoid as your one means, and you could just have loss of air as the other.
well, now there's different types of double interlock. There's like electric pneumatic.
I don't think a low
There's a
air
bunch of
alarm
different
is
setups.
considered
There is a
pneumatic,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think a low air alarm is considered pneumatic. I mean, the double interlocks that we're doing, like you have loss of air and you have the protector wire trips, and then
Yep.
that will activate your solenoid, which
right.
will boom, there you got some water. But
Yeah, a lot of
if
water.
you lose your air, you're just gonna get a low air alarm, and hopefully you can go fix it. And if you protector wire, hopefully you just get that alarm. And if they both go, in our case, the whole place is frozen.
Yeah.
I worked on a quell system in a yogurt factory.
Oh yeah,
That was fun. That was a fun one.
yeah.
Yeah. Got some free yogurt.
I think that like so as an inspector, and I'm not an inspector, so maybe some of you guys can relate to this, but like, wouldn't like a quell system be like the worst one to go and do?
I mean, it's definitely
Isn't that like
it's
that would be the
definitely
most nerve-wracking? Like that and
well,
like maybe an airplane hangar.
yeah, anything with a that goes into a freezer. I mean,
Yeah.
that's nerve-wracking.
Well,
And
you should have
like,
a butterfly valve on the top of the
yeah,
on
Yeah,
top of everything.
you have to have an isolation valve. If you don't, nothing's getting tripped ever.
No.
ever. You
I'm
have
not
yeah
tripping it.
yeah no,
I'm not.
you have to have that valve above it, and you have to have a teeth to check for ice plugs.
Yeah, because if you even if even if you did like a super quick partial, you're still introducing a lot of moisture into that pipe.
Yep.
The Viking F1 double interlock has an actuator and an electric solenoid. Fuck yeah, Al.
That's an old one, and
That's an old
that
one.
is that's like the goat of dry valves that's getting discontinued.
YouTube only. I'm too old for the discords. It's just Mike. It's just another app, brother. Go to the app store, download Discord, and get on there. It's the same thing.
Have your kids help you,
It's
man.
like remember. So you say you're too old, so you got to remember like the old school days, like on AOL and like the chat rooms, right? That's what Discord is. It's a chat room. You can just go in
If
there
you
and
need help, go to a GameStop and ask for some help, and they got you.
GameStop. Oh, that's good. Still pneumatic as your second, and yes, old Victrolics play that low air.
Well, I
No, that
can't.
wouldn't be a single, Mick. Actuator and electric solenoid? Hmm. Viking is the #1 valve manufacturer.
They're good. Well,
I like Mike.
reliable has came out with some pretty good.
Oh, bro, I got it. I can't get it to work. I'm going to game. You know Mike? Brian?
Which mic?
I don't know, Mike G. You just told him to go to GameStop. He says he's going. He's got Discord. He just can't get it to work.
They'll help you.
Mike,
You know,
Mike,
so every time I
DM
went
me.
to a
DM me,
GameStop,
Mike. I'll send you a link.
they were like really nice. I
Where?
mean, like at GameStop, they're always pretty super
Yeah,
nice.
unless you're trying to sell them back a video game and they give you $1, then you
Oh
paid
yeah.
$65 for it and you beat it
Or
in like
you
3 days.
or you find your favorite video game that they only have one of and they don't sell it anymore and it's used and you get it and it's broke and you can't return it.
What are you playing, kid? Dreamcast?
No, no, it was
Fuck. What do you
I
want?
forgot
PlayStation
the name.
1?
No, I got
That's
a
funny.
PlayStation 4.
Agreed,
They
You like
got
Mike.
like
F1's my
Brian, do you like
favorite.
reliable drive out or you like I don't think I think reliable's the not a good
they have a new
do
one
they?
that is external reset. It has a bigger faceplate, so it helps you pull it off. You
Okay.
you can pre-trim it different ways from the factory and have it ordered however you want to trim it. All the internals are all stainless.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, so I mean they're and then also it's the same diameter and takeout as the Tyco dry valve.
Oh.
So
I particularly like
that
the.
one valve, I'm a big fan of. Now, what I want to know about is that new Viking valve, the one that you had to pull kind of hard on that plunger or it leaks.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how that is.
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking happy with that one, dude.
Bro, you gotta pull.
You have
You
to
gotta
put, yeah.
pull.
I'm on the phone with them like this is fucking leaking, and like nobody knew. They're like, all right, take it apart and send it back, and I'm like, I gotta turn this
What?
place over. I don't want to fucking send it back. And so then I took it apart. I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. And then finally, I just fucking yanked that thing down,
Yeah, you gotta pull hard.
and it got it to stop.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
I
So I don't
Is
know
that
like,
the
how that
one
is.
that's hanging down?
yeah, on
Yeah,
the bottom
it's
right
a
Yeah.
side
black
there.
one.
What is it? A
The black
VVX or
one.
a VVF? I don't know.
It's the
Whatever it
new
is.
Yeah.
one. It's small. It has a pretty small
They,
footprint.
Customer
Like,
service was great though. They were on the phone. They like they didn't. I don't know. You would think that it would just fall down. You got to really. I like
or
the.
like with Tyco, you hit it down. You hit
yeah.
it, you punch it. I do it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like bop bop bop. But
Damn, everybody hates the reliable valves, huh? Dude, I
see,
love.
really, so I am
I don't
not
know
a
why it's
fan.
my favorite one. Like those low
I'm not
pressure,
a
the
fan of the
Model EX, the
Victrola
DDX,
pressure
love
valve.
them, love them. And I don't know it's because maybe the last company I was with, that's all we put in. I'm very good with it. I know about the the push rod chamber. That's what everybody fucks up. They try to set that valve up like an old school dry valve, and they don't close the push rod chamber, and then they're halfway home and they don't understand why it keeps tripping because you didn't
Guys,
close the goddamn push rod chamber and get all the air out of it. You have to get
I
all
am
the air out of it.
about what I like about the reliable valve is the new one.
The new one, the one we did the video
The,
on at
the new
NFPA.
one. That's what I like.
Yep.
Uh, what I don't like are the Victolic low pressure
Yeah.
valve.
Nobody
Those,
likes those, dude.
Nobody,
There's
nobody
who
likes
likes
uh,
them?
those.
Donnie's the only one that likes it.
sometimes like Victaulic gets home
Yeah,
runs on their hoses, right? Home
yeah.
run.
Yeah,
Double O
yeah, they're
nine. That's the only
flexing.
home
But
run they got.
009 home run, but those fucking football control valve handles,
Oh
like
my God, the
whose
football
idea was that?
and that low pressure valve. Oh my God. Donnie's the only one that will post a video of it. Nobody else will even put it on their page. Stupid. Oh
When I worked
shit.
for Tyco and Viking, I wish you guys were around because none of this was ever public, right? We would always be clowning on like the bad products in the industry,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
know.
and it kind of forces that's why Reliable's got a better valve now, right? They probably heard how bad their that the push rod assembly was. They got rid of it.
It's not that it's bad. It's just it's complicated. They have a
It's
very good, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I learned how to set that valve on YouTube. There's a video of it, and a guy he's talking very slow. He gives you step by step instructions. And anytime someone calls me, and they said that they have a problem with it, I send them that 3 minute video. And if you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
reset the valve with that 3 minute video, then you're in the wrong business.
right.
That's it. It's a very easy thing to reset, and I don't know.
yeah, guys, not every valve's gonna be a Viking F1.
Those
Okay, so
Victaulic butterfly valves always break on a Friday.
and
Great
then
for the great
if
for
you
the
like a
service manager.
pressure reducing valve or a pressure reducing valve before that low pressure valve, better forget about it.
Oh yeah.
Your life is ruined.
Stop traumatizing us. Pull the footballs out.
I don't think Victaulic does those anymore. I think they stopped. They're like, okay, this was not a good idea. It was,
Are they still required to watch the show?
I hope so. I hope so. If you are, hello, marketing girls. Thank you for tuning in.
My neighbor works for him. I
Oh,
guarantee he's not watching. Yeah,
No, at one point they were like required to watch.
that's
they
funny.
probably lacked up on it.
Victaulic so over-engineered the DPVs. That's it, man. They did. It's crazy. There's a lot going on there. Mike, you might have to just check with Bobby to see if the link is up. Yeah, the Discord link is like it expires. It only lasts like a week or something. So if you're trying to click the Discord link like in my bio, it's probably expired. Just DM me. I'll send you a new one to the Discord. Anyone that wants to get in.
Hey, I
Oh,
got a random question for you guys, and there's probably a lot of fitters on here that
Yep.
you guys have trucks, right? Do
oh
you
yeah.
what are your thoughts on cameras in and or
In?
out out
Out.
and in
No, I won't drive it.
out
No in. No
I won't have
in.
it. If you
But
put a
out.
camera in my vehicle, find someone else to
outside
drive it.
though
Why?
outside.
Why?
A
Oh,
lot a lot a lot of companies are doing it now for
I
insurance
know. Yeah, and they're gonna
purposes.
have nobody to drive their vans. Drive it yourself.
Well, what I heard recently is fitters and techs want them. Inside's a whole different story.
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
Outside is like, all right, if they get into a wreck or it's not their fault, there you go, right?
Okay. But is it
And a lot of
recording
time
audio?
it's
I don't know. It's a big privacy thing,
well,
man.
no,
Like I
no,
don't
that's
like the
inside.
tracking.
That's inside. It's outside. It's like looking at if you're getting hit or not.
Yeah, so
But
it's just a dash cam. Okay. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess a dash cam with no audio, maybe. I don't know. I don't like.
It's when
yeah,
it's looking back at me. I don't want that.
I don't
yeah.
know.
There's
I'll put electrical tape over it. No, I don't want that.
In the field, I ripped the GPS out of every vehicle they ever gave me. And when they called me
too
about it, I
great.
told them I ripped it out. I'm not putting it in. And if you want it in, I will return your vehicle. You can find somebody else to drive it. And the
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
usually ended. So
yeah.
if you guys want to try it, let me know how it goes. Oh, look at Twitch popping off. I forgot all about Twitch. What's up, guys? Union Ironworker from Cali.
Oh, what's
Let's
up?
go. The pirate. Oh, Chandler's over here by himself. And Spec Point changes the game. Building notes is my favorite, and the internal photos. Viking makes a double interlock pre-action. Cabral Fire is using Inspect Point. Great to have
All
spell correction and no need to white out and two pens anymore.
right.
Dash cam is good for insurance. Monitoring speed limits and aggressive stops suck. Nope on the cam. I work 15 minutes from my job site. I'll start driving my truck instead of the work van. That's why I'm
That's
not
funny.
able to get in it. It has to be shared invite to the Discord. Yo, Mike, I got you, Mike. I have a dash cam, but I put it in. I like a personal dash cam like that I like it only I can look at.
Right.
If
Right.
cameras and I'm off like a prom dress. Hell no. Yeah.
Right.
A lot of our competition has the dash cameras inside the truck. I personally think it's weird. That's Becky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the cameras in the truck
Yeah,
at
I
all.
don't think they're going. I think they're more external. But thing is, insurance rates for commercial
That's
vehicles
true.
and residential vehicles are outrageous.
And so
So,
is it a huge saving? Like how much are you saving to put a camera on insurance?
if you have GPS, which monitors speed, right,
Yep.
and it's like safety procedures, right? If you're not going over 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, and you have an outside. I don't know what I'm gonna have a podcast on it
Yep.
because we're actually rolling out a fleet management thing because we already have a map and a lot of techs are on it, but some want fleet, some don't. So let's put it on there because we already have the map.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with inspection or anything, but we're managing kind of the fleet. But
Oh, I gotcha.
it's a 20 probably plus% reduction if you
Wow.
have one of those programs. So
Really?
it's same with you ever see Nationwide for like residential? They like put that chip where the GPS goes, and you get a reduction on your car insurance.
No thanks.
Yeah.
So what happens
Yeah,
what
no,
happens when
that
that chip
that
sa what happens when that chip says I was doing 150 miles an hour down Route 2?
Well,
Do I get in trouble?
I see
oh,
your videos, Bobby. So,
now now they'll say, oh well, we're not going to insure that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I didn't no, I didn't get caught. I didn't like I don't
That's
know.
what they'll say. They put that in there to I caught you. You were doing something illegal. We're not insuring you.
right.
Good luck.
I'm gonna go back to A affordable, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get insurance is crazy right now. You can't even like car is different than everything else, but
You can't
it's
have something
nuts.
that's monitoring you. So I'm speaking from a perspective of PI, personal injury law, right?
Mhm.
I'm not an attorney, but like I know a lot because my wife's a lawyer and then all her friends and she works in law and all that stuff and a lot in PI. So what you're doing is giving the people that you are paying for and that you're hoping that protects you, you're giving them ammunition to put this against you. When things come for them to pay, they're going to put this against you, and they're going to refuse everything. You
Yep.
were
Yeah.
doing something illegal. We don't want to be a part of this.
Boom.
Good luck. Find someone else. And
So
then now you're stuck with a total vehicle, probably court. Now you have to get an attorney, and your insurance is not going to be there to help you.
if they want to watch me driving with my shorts off, then we are locking eyes on that camera. Nobody needs to hear me pretending to be Taylor Swift. Definitely no inside cameras. Al says, I buy all the trucks for our company, and the Rams allow me to track them from the app, but I've yet to look at someone's location. Attaboy, Al. Locking
Yeah.
eyes and singing Taylor Swift.
The
Yeah.
the new commercial vehicles already have all the stuff internal. So
Oh my god, this is great. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to like a 1970 C10.
right.
Maybe like a 73 Ford Ranger.
Yeah. I saw a 90s sprinkler truck rolling around Atlanta this week. I'm like, whoa, man. It's like
What'd you see?
Ma
it was like a mid 90s F-150 sprinkler truck rolling. I was like, what the heck, man?
with a
Like,
logo or like a magnetic
no, it was logoed out and had a threaded machine and some ladders. I'm like, man, hey, maybe you want to upgrade that thing.
No, buddy's avoiding the cameras, kid. Oh shit.
That's great.
That is great. That
So
is
what
great.
are you guys both going to NFPA? Brian is just you.
It's
No,
somebody bought
we'll
this.
both be there.
Nice.
I won't miss it. Yeah, NFPA, AFSA. Definitely attend every year. Those are the good ones. We like those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would do more with
We're open for like
NFA.
if it's an expo, we'll go. But like
If you're
It's
just
a
gonna
bit it's
sit around
business
and
leadership.
talk,
Yeah.
I want something I can film. I don't know.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you.
I got a 71 C10 with a utility bed on it. It'd be a sick work rig. That's what I'm talking about, Al.
Dang. What is it? Didn't they Ford had a diesel truck that was like unstoppable back in the day. Like you probably still roll around in that thing. I don't
Oh,
remember
you're
the
talking about the old 7.3?
yeah,
Yeah,
it was just
the motor lasts longer than the truck. Yeah, my buddy's got one. Like the motor just won't. The motor is awesome, and like the whole rest of the truck is just not. I will be there, Bobby. Record me driving. Who is
so
Mike
we're
G?
speaking on that Wednesday too. 8 to 9 a.m. We're gonna be speaking.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep,
What day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you there that day?
No, I'm Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm not speaking or anything.
Honey Badger Fire Protection. Yo, what up, Mike G? I see you, dog.
Honey Badger Fire Protection. I got
Knee badger fire protection.
And it's not a
Yeah,
spoof. He
like that.
joined in October of 2016. Yo, what up, dog? Thank you for joining, Mike G. You haven't posted anything. I'd be checking on you guys.
That's great.
We got 1,100 subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. 211 videos. Recently just uploaded some General Air videos if you guys want to go watch those. There's 3 ones on there from our trip. I'll be posting a recap soon. Let's see. Going live on Tuesday with FireTech.
Oh,
Fire
nice.
which is the 14th. Yes. So Fire Tech will be a sponsored episode and also we'll be announcing our new partnership with Fire Tech and we're really excited. I did a little sneak peek in the Discord, but
Oh,
we're
okay.
announcing it on Tuesday.
Now I smell what you're stepping in, kid.
Yeah.
It's the old Super Duty. Again, back to the 97 7.3 liter Ford. It's unstoppable. My first truck was a 65 C10. I still got it. Dude,
Dang.
Al, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I want to be the guy that says that because I still got my first car. All the stories. How many stories have you guys heard? Like, your uncles or your fathers or whatever, and they tell you these cool stories about their cars, and then they sold it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
sold it for like three. I bought it for 1,000. I bought it for
my
a
first
thousand,
car
brand new off the lot, and
was
I sold
also
it.
a Mustang convertible. It had the custom had 17-inch wheels, custom blue, white top, nice like cream tan. It was like a white
That was your
in
first car?
yeah, convertible,
What'd you
sexy.
do?
Wow.
Wrap it around a pole?
No, no, I had a kid and then at the time, I was like 18 or 17 and then, they were like, "Well, you're not putting my kid in there. You got to get something, it's just that
Yeah.
that kind of stuff,
Be
life."
tough to, yeah. Yeah.
Playing devil's advocate, GPS can be extremely useful for that end of workday service call. You can send the closest guy.
That is true.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, good one, Tommy. I like that. That's an inside joke on the HBFP. Okay. I like it, Mike. Old Ford Ranger inline six. What we know about that? They don't blow up.
My first work truck was a S10 and it had a messed up seat. It would kill my seat every day. Because I had my backflows license before I had my sprinkler. So I'll just go around and do backflows, test them and repair them. And that S10, man, it messed me up. That freaking seat. And I was like this in that little thing. I mean, it's like a single cab, no room.
Brian, you're partners with Cintas now.
Oh, is that right?
Cintas is a partner with FireTech, so technically you're a partner of Cintas now, Brian. Get out the tie and the urinal cakes, baby boy.
God.
I went to a Cintas down in South Florida. They didn't want to talk to me, but they
What?
they all they had their ties.
They didn't want to talk to you?
No,
They
mm-mm.
weren't sprinkler guys, dude.
Like they were like, "Oh no, we're okay." I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, what do you mean you're okay? You okay spending more money? That's on
They
you,
seen you
man.
coming from a mile away. They're like, no, no,
Yeah,
thanks. We
yeah,
already
yeah.
got some kid.
That's funny.
But
We
yeah,
love
the
that.
guys were coming out in their little ties. I don't know. Look, I get it. It's super professional. I like that. but I can't. I don't know. I laugh every time I think about it. Definitely when I see it, is that I just think a sprinkler company, and I just the fact that they're wearing a
JB
tie.
doesn't have a tie on though.
Just no, because he's a man. Wait, did I say that out loud? No, I didn't mean.
The urinal cake champ.
God.
My first work van was a Chevy Astro van. The old girl caught fire while I was in a BJ's
Jeez.
doing their sprinkler inspection. What? Imagine the sprinkler guy's van's on fire as he's inside doing an inspection. What a bad look that is, kid.
I had a van mess up on me and a truck mess up on me one time, like where I had to, I think two times I had to call a tow truck. I don't know, maybe I just got bad luck. It was when I was with NAPCO, like that truck was it was in the shop longer than I was driving it.
Doesn't like you, kid.
Oh, bro.
My
Definitely not that
the van
Chevy.
the van that I was in the Union shit the bed on my last day.
Oh man.
5 feet
That's
from my
right.
driveway.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
praying for that.
and I'm sitting and I'm like, I get the starter. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna think I did this on purpose. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? I had to get it towed on the last day. I'm like, hey, sorry, like, I get in the van towed back to you. Sorry,
That's hilarious.
sorry, little Bobby. Say it again, Bry. Jeremy wants to hear you call him a man. That's awesome. This inspect point episode has been a lot more structured than the last one.
Yeah,
A little bit. A little
yeah,
bit.
kind of like all over the
The
place.
last one I
Yeah.
was sitting next to
Yeah.
Brian. He kept on touching my leg. It was just awkward, you know.
That's funny. Hey, you guys got to mention you did the video to start. Like if anybody's coming through, if everybody's interested, mention you guys, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because
Anybody,
you want
if you guys are interested in inspect point, or you're gonna, I mean, I don't know if business owners are watching this, but if you're a fitter or an inspector, you gotta bring this to the top. Tell your
yeah,
boss if you want this software and you want to talk about it. We'll hook you right up with Drew, get you guys a demo,
yeah,
and if let them know that you heard about it on the Dope and Tape show. It helps us out.
Yeah,
yep,
and if you want, just get in contact with me if you want to kind of talk about the onboarding process and kind of how the experience is on integrating Inspect Point into your company, because I was involved in that and I can speak on it well, and it was a great experience.
yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, man, you're doing a great thing. That story was awesome, and we really appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Sean's coming on from NFPA to discuss the new NFPA 25 2023 changes.
Okay, I'm
So it's kind of
interested in
like
that.
yeah, that should be a good episode. We're doing that in the morning, and there's not there's nothing crazy, but there's some pretty cool stuff in there, and everybody's got to be cognizant of it. There's like I don't know, like six big changes.
Okay, and
So
so when you're gonna record that tomorrow, and then when you do post that, where could people watch that? Or listen?
YouTube on the Fire Protection Podcast.
And then you have like a date or time that you're wanting to
I
release
think
it.
it's going out the right after Memorial Day. So I wanted to do it before NFPA. I think it's the last week of May it's going out. You'll see it on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff.
Okay, awesome. So you can look up the go on YouTube and look up the Fire
Yeah,
Protection Podcast,
yeah,
and that's Drew,
yeah, yeah,
and be able to talk to Sean. Sean's been on the show a couple times. He's a great guy. He's
yeah, yeah. He's
great.
great. I
Yeah,
saw him last week in Providence, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to come on the show."
Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what are you doing up there?
The American Fire Alarm Show was there last week.
Damn, kid, that's right in
So
my
I was
neck of
there.
the woods. I might have
Yeah, yeah, I was there.
might have boogied down to that last week.
So
Yeah.
Inspect Point's gonna have a table at NAFED, or are you just going
Oh
the
yeah, good call. Yeah, we're at NAFED in New Orleans. We're at all there are three shows, but the next one's in two weeks in New Orleans.
yeah.
So we'll be there. We're at the Colorado Fire Sprinkler Association, I think next week. What else we got? NFPA, and then we're doing an asset thing, ASCET
Hmm.
So I'll
associated.
probably see you at all those, but the last one. I don't know much about that one.
Yeah, Asset's a good one. That's in Jersey. It's like certified engineer, like for NICET. It's like NICET. Yeah, it's a smaller association, but
Hey, it's good to
they're-
just get there and see the people and
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
sure.
get the logo out there, man.
Yeah.
Where's the Discord link? Anybody who wants the Discord link, please DM me after the show on Instagram. Do you have Instagram, Al? If you don't have Instagram, then email dopandtape@gmail.com.
Outside Instagram is that's where we talk usually.
Okay, yeah. Just DM me and say need the Discord link, and I'll send you a brand new one. Interesting new NFPA code coming where deflector orientation won't need to follow the roof slope. It can be parallel to the floor. Never
That's in
heard
13.
never heard of that
It's
one,
an
Mick.
FP. Yeah, it's FP 13.
Is that real?
There's probably I haven't again I don't follow 13, but it kind of makes sense that they may be talking about it.
It's gonna collide with the slope. I don't like that rule. I want to look more into it.
Put a comment in, right? Sean told you how to put a comment in, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but I'm just like such a millennial that I'd rather just ask Sean. I'll just like text Sean like, "Hey, please clarify."
Get it out of here.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not. To make sure you like and subscribe also to the Fire Protection Podcast, so you can watch all Drew stuff. And if you guys are interested in Inspect Point, let us know. We can send you in the right direction. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Drew.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
That's it.
Doing a great thing.